What is going on, my fellow navigators, and welcome back to another video. Guys, it is that time once again to discuss the most undervalued or overlooked Pokemon card products currently on the market. And this month, I sent out the request to everybody to get your opinion on what products you thought were currently being overlooked, and you really hit a home run. I got a tremendous amount of responses, well more than I could actually put in one video. But what I did is I compiled all of those responses and really distilled it down to the top 3 products that I got the most consensus on, and those are the 3 products that we're going to go through here today. And if you guys like this monthly segment where I talk about all the undervalued or overlooked Pokemon cards on the market, then do me a favor, guys. Go ahead and give me that double slap attack. 1 for that like button, 1 for that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified every single month when these videos drop, go ahead and thunder punch that notification bell so that you don't miss a single video. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and jump right into these undervalued Pokemon card products for the month of November. And again, these were all recommendations by the community. And the first one here is a real banger, I have to say it. And I was somewhat unfamiliar with these particular products, but I am referring to the Japanese Neo Premium Files 1, 2, and 3. Now, the first one here, Premium File 1, this was released back in 1999, and it features the 3 starter Pokemon from the Johto region and their subsequent evolutions. And then the final evolutions in there, the Typhlosion, the Meganium, and the Feraligatr are all holo cards. Now, you guys know I'm a big fan of Japanese cards, especially Japanese promo cards, and this was really our first look back then at this new generation of Pokemon. And I can remember being a kid, a lot of playground gossip about what would this next generation of Pokemon look like, or are we even going to get more Pokemon? And so with these Japanese premium files, this really gave us our first look at that. And when researching it out on the open market, guys, I was really surprised to find just how cheap these premium files were, especially sealed premium files. Really surprised me. Now, Premium File 1, this was released for Neo Genesis. So you'll notice that the cards in this particular file, they are the cards that are featured in that Neo Genesis set. Now, after that, Premium File number 2, this was released for Neo Discovery. And the cards that were featured in Neo Discovery were some unknown cards. You also had Espeon, you had Eevee, you had Umbreon, you had a Pichu, but even more important than that, in Premium File 2, this was the first time that a set or a card featured that reverse holo pattern. And on top of that, you also have a reverse holo Charizard in here. And this one is probably, out of the 3 files, I would say that Premium File number 2 is by far and away my favorite. Not just from the cards in there and not just because it features a Charizard promo, but also the binder itself is absolutely beautiful. You have that hieroglyphic Xatu on the front. You kind of have some of the cards in the binder peeking through the front. Just an absolutely beautiful binder here. And again, out on the open market, from what I have found, this is going for anywhere from about $100 to about $150, $160 right now. But guys, this features a Charizard and arguably the first reverse holofoil card. That's just baffling to me to think that these cards and this product, even sealed, is still going for so cheap. And I have to say, guys, I am so thankful for the community for responding with this, because as I said, I was somewhat unfamiliar about these premium files. I'd kind of seen them, kind of out in the ether of, in the internet, so to speak, but I had never really researched them that much. And this is where I always say opportunities abound. And I really think that these premium files are a real winner here, and especially as we move on into the future. And then the last one here, premium file number 3, This one was released for Neo Revelation. And then the cards that are featured in this set, you really have all of the legendaries in there. And you know, the set itself, or the binder itself, I would say isn't necessarily, you know, as aesthetically pleasing as the other two. It's kind of more simple in its design, but the cards that are in here are absolutely gorgeous. You've got the 3 legendary dogs, you've got the Raikou, the Entei, and the Suicune, and then you also have some of the legendary birds from Gold and Silver. You've got Ho-Oh and you've got Lugia. And again, these are cards that were featured in Neo Revelation, both as these promos, but also as regular cards in the set. And then you also have the Skarmory in there as well. And I guess this kind of lends to that that myth that Skarmory was at some point poised to be maybe another legendary bird being featured next to Lugia and Ho-Oh, and maybe it just never really panned out that way. And then also you've got the Celebi in there as well, holo card, really beautiful here as well. So that is all of the Japanese Neo Premium File Collection, guys. And like I said, I'll put some of the prices up on the screen for all of these, but I would say, and you guys can definitely disagree with me, but I would say for the type of cards that are in here, and especially if you can get these Premium File Collections sealed, I think these are an absolute steal for the prices that they're going out on the open market right now. These are really nostalgic. These were really, especially with the Premium File 1, our first glimpse inside Generation 2 and the Generation 2 Pokemon. I really think that that this is definitely a win-win for everyone. And then also, you know, a lot of these promo cards, if you decide to break it open and get these cards graded, these cards are going for pretty good money right now, but I can definitely foresee that as more people become familiar with these particular products, that this will shoot up and those graded cards will definitely shoot up moving on into the future. All right, guys, and moving on to our second undervalued Pokemon card product recommended by the community. I got a ton of responses on this one, and you all seem to agree that Wizards of the Coast promo cards are being undervalued or overlooked by the overall market. And I have to agree with you guys on this one. You know, we were just talking about promo cards with the Premium File Collection, but I think Wizards of the Coast, especially, a lot of these promo cards, some of them the very first cards that we saw outside of Japan and especially in the United States, I think they're definitely being overlooked right now. And this starts all the way back in 1999, where we had that very first promo card, which was that Pikachu, which is otherwise known as the Wizards Promo 1 card. Really beautiful card. And these expanded all the way until about 2002, when Wizards of the Coast lost their license to print and produce Pokemon cards. So a pretty good expanse there. All in all, there are actually 53 total promo cards that were released by Wizards of the Coast. But some of the ones that I wanted to go through here today that I definitely wanted to highlight, that I think you should definitely be looking at. The first one obviously is that Pikachu, very first promo card released by Wizards of the Coast. That is otherwise known as Wizards Promo 1, released in 1999. The other one would be the Pikachu or the Mewtwo cards that were released for Pokemon the First Movie. And these actually have the Pokemon the First Movie stamp on those particular promos. I think that's very iconic, very nostalgic and celebratory for that first movie. And those are really iconic cards in my opinion. There's other ones in that set like the Dragonite, the male carrying Dragonite, which I think is also iconic, but definitely that Pikachu and Mewtwo card to celebrate Pokemon the First Movie. The next one that I would recommend is the Cool Porygon. Now, this one was released for the Pokemon Stadium bundle. You actually got this when you purchased the bundle package with Pokemon Stadium and Nintendo 64. And I just really love this card. I've never seen another cool Pokemon before. You know, we had light, we had dark Pokemon, but this is the only one that I am aware of that is a cool Pokemon, and it is a cool Porygon. And Porygon is one of those Pokemon that we don't typically see a card for. So I really like this particular promo, and very often you can find this card in really good condition. And that's the other nice thing about promos, is they do come most of the time in that individual sleeve, that individual plastic sleeve. So they generally hold a good condition over time. So I would definitely be looking for that cool Porygon. The other ones that I would recommend are the Surfing and the Flying Pikachu. Now, we do have reprints of this in Evolutions, but I am talking about the Surfing and Flying Pikachu, which was released a part of the Pokemon League, and these were both released in 2001. Very iconic cards here, and these are in and of themselves are reprints of older Japanese cards, but I really like these Surfing and Flying Pikachu promo cards coming from 2001. Very iconic, and I only foresee these growing into the future. In fact, they already have. If you look at Evolutions, even those cards, those reprint cards, are going for over $100 now in PSA 10s, even PSA 9s, and these cards being even older, a little bit more iconic, and the fact that they are those Black Star promos, definitely foresee these gaining value as we move on into the future. And then rounding out our Wizards of the Coast promo cards, that would be the Suicune. Now, this was the last promo card released by Wizards of the Coast, and it was released in celebration of the 4th movie, so for Pokemon Forever. And this is also an e-reader card. So this was released around the same time as Aquapolis. So it has the e-reader design on it, and it was released in 2002. Now, this is an absolutely beautiful card. It has that Pokemon Forever print on the card itself. And guys, I mean, essentially you've got one of these e-reader cards, and they are going for pennies on the dollar compared to what many of the other Skyridge and Aquapolis cards are going for. So I think this is really a steal out on the open market, and I only foresee this Suicune card gaining value as we move on into the future. I mean, realistically, you've got the Pikachu, the Wizards of the Coast promo 1 to start things off, and then you've got the Suicune to end the last promo card produced by Wizards of the Coast. So I think the first and the last, those are always a good place to look, because that's what many investors and collectors are going to look at as well. What was the first card produced? What was the last card produced? So I think those are definitely ones that you want to be looking at. And you guys definitely hit it out of the park on this one. I could not agree more that Wizards of the Coast promo cards are definitely undervalued or overlooked by the overall market. Now, there's still people out there that are looking into these cards, but for the vast majority of people out there, they're not looking at these particular promo cards. So I think this is definitely a good opportunity for many of you to get in while prices are low. All right, guys, and rounding out the Pokemon card products that you all thought were currently being undervalued or overlooked by the overall market is none other than Generations. And you know that I already agree with you on this one, because one of my first videos back in the day where I was talking about the top 5 Pokemon card sets to invest in, Generations was one of those. I love sets that come out to commemorate a certain event or to celebrate a milestone. And Generations was that set. It was released for the specific purpose of celebrating the 20th anniversary of Pokemon. And there's a lot of beautiful cards in this set, but the ones that I would recommend looking at outside of just sealed products, which in and of themselves are steadily increasing in value, especially when you look at the Elite Trainer boxes for Generations. But outside of sealed products, the individual cards I would be looking at Again, we're talking about promo cards here. The first one would be some of the Toys R Us print cards. So a part of those promos, you had specific cards that had the Toys R Us logo printed on the card itself. And one of them that I would recommend would be that Magikarp card. You know, Magikarp, kind of a meme Pokemon, but a lot of people's, kind of an iconic Pokemon. A lot of people's, I wouldn't say their favorite Pokemon, but probably the Pokemon that brings them a smile. So I would recommend looking at that Magikarp card. Also, you have a Pikachu card in there as well that also has that Toys R Us print on it. But Toys R Us, guys, is no longer in business. So the fact that we've got an entire company that has gone out of business and it's got that logo on the card, I think that definitely bodes well for its long-term value. Whenever something, goes by the wayside, there tends to be a resurgence in people wanting to get products around that. And so I think with these Toys R Us print promo cards, I think you're definitely going to see some long-term growth on those. I'd look at the Magikarp and I would look at the Pikachu as well. And then beyond that, another promo card that I'd take a look at is that Jolteon EX alternate art card. The 3 Evolutions, the original Evolutions, this was the only one that was featured in there, was this Jolteon EX card. Really beautiful card. I think out of those promos that were featured for Generations, I would say that this Jolteon EX card is definitely one that you want to take a look at because the Evolutions are always popular cards. And then beyond that, guys, beyond the main line set for Generations, I think the subset, which is known as Radiant Collection, I think that is definitely a set that is going to be popping off very soon into the future. And realistically, guys, the mainline set, you've got, I think, 3 Charizards in the main set for Generations. And then in Radiant Collection, you've got one of the most beautiful Charizard cards, in my opinion, that I've ever seen. And, Radiant Collection being kind of this subset, kind of this, this sort of esoteric set that was released alongside the mainline set, I think that definitely puts it in a position for long-term growth, and especially having this Charizard card in there, which honestly you can pick up for, again, pennies on the dollar compared to what you see many other Charizard cards going for out on the open market. Now, granted, there's probably more of these Charizards available, but as many of these other cards become less and less attainable, I think Generations, and with everything surrounded around it, the fact that it is a commemorative set, the fact that Pokemon really harken back to its Gen 1 start in this series, I think that Generations is definitely poised for long-term growth, and I think it's definitely being overlooked by the overall market. And I think these are the cards that you want to be looking at there. Look at some of those promo cards, and then also look at that Radiant Collection as well, specifically that Charizard, and I don't think that you can go wrong there. So that is going to do it for this month's segment of the most undervalued or overlooked Pokemon card products currently out on the market. I want to thank all of you for sending in your responses. As I said, you guys really hit it out of the park on this one. Could not agree with these top 3 picks anymore. And guys, if you do enjoy these videos, again, be sure to give this video a like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, be sure to go ahead and subscribe and join the community, and we will have more of these videos to look forward to in the future. Other than that, guys, I will see you all next time. My name is PokéNav. I'm here to help you navigate the world of Pokemon one video at a time, and I will see you all in the next video.